A good, good performance by the crew tonight. Coaches, players. I know you guys got tired of me talking about complimentary ball, but that's the goal. That's the team we need to be, and I thought we did that tonight again. We built on that. We started fast, which was something we emphasized this entire off period with the team. We needed to do that against this group. The last couple games they've had, the team started fast: North Carolina, Clemson, Florida State, and we knew that would be important. So proud of the guys. A lot of good things tonight. I want to say that the crowd was fantastic. If you're out there, the way we started that game, and they were rattled, they had penalties. The crowd was a factor in how we started the game and in us starting fast. Just a big night all in all. We had the commissioner here. I appreciate that. Mike Vick, a bunch of other lettermen were here. The crowd was awesome. 4 straight sellouts and then a great crowd tonight. Appreciate everybody pouring into this program right now. It takes everybody. And right now we got a lot of people moving this thing in the right direction. By no means are we where we need to be or want to be. We'll have tons to clean up. We got to get better this week like we've done each week. If we do that, we'll have a chance to be 1-0 this week, going over to Louisville. So I'll take some questions.
Questions for Coach, raise your hand. We'll get your wireless mic to start with Amy.
Brett, the offense, I mean, there are some wrinkles in there, some gadget plays, getting former baseball player Malachi Thomas to get a touchdown pass there to Daquan. And, there's a lot of stuff that looked like Tyler was able to pull out and catch Syracuse off guard. Was that something that you guys wanted to emphasize this week and something you guys saw in the game plan that you could exploit?
We needed to mix it up. And I think keeping defenses honest. They're a pretty aggressive group. The gadget plays, the misdirection, it slows them down. I thought we were able to run them a little bit early. You keep investing there, they become a fatigued defense. And Tyler, again, I think had a great game plan. He's done a heck of a job these last couple of weeks, the entire offensive staff, putting together a good plan. It's challenging, but our guys can execute. And, particularly Kyron, being able to manage the offense and make good decisions.
We'll go second row, Mike Barber.
You guys had 8 sacks, all of which came from the defensive line position. Can you talk about just the development of that front and how really dominant they're becoming?
Yeah, another area that was a liability for us last year. We spent a lot of time, big investment, big recruiting piece, going out and getting APR. And his skill set he brought, along with the investment we made. We had martial arts experts come in a couple different times and work with our coaches and our defensive players. There was, this place is known for sacking a quarterback. And so I think the pride was hurt a little bit that we weren't able to do that well enough last year. And there was a motivated group up front. Our skill set's better. We win more one-on-ones. We get our hips through. Coach Price has done a great job with the group, and we got to keep that coming.
Let's go front row, Andy.
We haven't talked about the offensive line in a while. It looked like there were plenty of big holes for this running game to run through. What's their development been like, in your view, the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, that may be the group I'm most proud of. The most scrutinized group from the beginning. And they just kept ignoring the noise and working and working. I think Coach Crook, Coach Bowen, Coach Davis getting a good plan that makes sense for our guys. They were able to do that the last couple of weeks. And, then I think we've got the best 1-2 punch in the country. Bayshaw comes out, and Malachi's really back to, I think, a level that everybody knew Malachi to be. We didn't see it last year because of injuries, but he's a talented back as well. So really proud of the progress the O-line's made and what the running backs are doing.
We'll go David Cunningham and then David Teo.
Sticking with the sacks. 8 sacks tonight, 15 in the last 2 games. That's the most since 1999. What about this group and the way it's playing right now is so dangerous for opposing offensive lines? And I know you only added APR in the offseason, but it seems like everybody else is getting better. What is it about how they're playing right now?
Well, that's the plan, right? Get better. Identify weaknesses, we had some things up there we weren't doing well enough. You identify them, you find ways to improve on them, and we've done that. Testament to their work, to the coaching. That's, to me, that's what we do, right? I mean, you have to talk about where you're not good enough and then figure out how you get better at it. And I think we're doing that in some places, and it's showing up right now. Nice shirt, by the way.
Brent, you mentioned, over here, sorry. You mentioned Bayshaw earlier. His speed is obvious, but he also appears to have vision and some patience when looking for a hole that really serve him well. Are those your observations as well?
Yeah, absolutely. When I talk about him, born to be a running back for a lot of reasons. His body type, his balance, his vision, his patience, his toughness. He's got ball skills. And I honestly, I think we talk so much about Kyron improving all the time. I think we can say the same thing about Bayshaw. I think he's still a work in progress on some things. That's maybe his 1,200-yard game in his career, but there's still things in areas he's coming and improving in. But and when you don't have to be the guy and be out there every snap, it makes a big difference. Those guys are complementing each other very well.
Middle of the room, Joe.
So two questions.
You got a tie on tonight?
I do, yeah, I do.
Impressed.
Yeah,
Fancy shirt, and we got a tie. All right.
well, I guess for starters, how good does it feel to see a goose egg in the rushing column for the defense?
I don't know that I'd have to go back and see if in my career if we've done that before. I didn't realize it till I looked up late in the game that it was where it was. But the most important thing is we're fitting better, we're tackling better. We had a series there that we'll address tomorrow where we didn't tackle very well. But for the most part, our tackling's improved. We kept the ball in front and inside today. We didn't give up the explosive run, which is important. I thought Syracuse mixed it up and tried to do some things to wheel routes, and I thought we did a good job with some disciplined things. But 0 rushing yards. I'll take that anytime.
And then it definitely seemed like Malachi Thomas was, more involved in the offense than he has been in previous games. How intentional was that? And, how impressed are you that he was able to, turn around, throw a touchdown pass, rush for as many yards as he did, and just overall have as good of a game as he did? Yeah,
he's a talented back, and he's a smart football player. He was a heck of a baseball player. He's got a really nice arm. So again, trying to maximize the strengths of our players, the things we can do well, make sure we're putting emphasis in that area and giving that, those things a chance for us to win. I think Coach Bowen's doing a good job with that each and every week. We try to get the ball a little bit more to Jay Lane and just some things that make sense with our personnel and our scheme.
Let's go Tim Thomas and back to David.
Brent, 4 games ago, you guys were 1-3, and this season seemed to be getting a little choppy there. What changed for this 3-1 stretch to open ACC play and put yourselves in a position where you're, based on the loss column, tied for second in the ACC?
Yeah, first of all, I'd say the strength of character in this football team and its coaches. Those guys never wavered. They poured it in every day. They were consistent. They were hungry. They trusted the process. That's where it starts. We got great kids, and we surrounded them with good people, and they're getting better all the time. That's what you're supposed to do over the course of a season: improve. We've been able to do that, even if it didn't show up in the win-loss column. We were getting better each week with some important things. We got a good culture in our locker room, and we just got to keep building on it. But yeah,
Brent, backing on that answer, this team hadn't won after a bye week in quite some time. What was it about the preparation going into this one that enabled you to not lose the momentum of 2 straight wins?
I'm sorry, say that again.
What was it about the preparation going into this one that enabled you not to lose the momentum of 2 straight wins. And now with
Yeah,
the-
honestly, I was a little worried about that myself. You know, we had a lot of good things happening, but we had a good plan, well thought out, coaches, support staff, and we had a good mix of competitive periods in the off period where we still went good on good and got after each other some, but we kept it just uppers. We had a bunch of scrimmage work for the young guys, full speed tackle work. And then we had a bunch of Syracuse work mixed in. But we were able to get them off the field in a shortened time and take some off of them, give them a couple extra days. So I think they were fresh. They were in a pretty good place.
We got middle of the room right
Yeah,
here.
Coach, this game was definitely won within the trenches, which really gets me fired up for sure. But Kyron Jones was definitely favoring the deep ball tonight. Is that something y'all are going to look to build on going into Louisville?
Yeah, I think you've seen us the last couple of weeks take shots, you know, and we missed a couple early tonight, but came back to it and hit one, and, you know, that's going to be part of who we are.
Let's go Steve, second row.
You mentioned the fast start is something that you guys focused on over the bye week. Is there anything else that was that you really hit hard that you saw results on tonight?
Yeah, I think, you know, we had a ball on the ground tonight, but we had 0 turnovers, which was important. We didn't garner a takeaway, but we did score on defense. You know, so, you know, to me, protecting that football, we work so hard at it. We work on ball security each and every day, and right now the guys are being pretty good with it.
A couple more, Mike Carver.
You mentioned complimentary football at the start, and we didn't talk a lot yet about, but special teams. Love perfect on the field goals. Holloway gave you a big spark in returns. How important is that component when you're talking about complimentary football?
Yeah, I mean, it's all 3 phases. You know, we talk about that all the time with the team, that, you know, special teams, the emphasis there, and playing starters. Kelly Lawson, we were thin at linebacker tonight, and, you know, Kelly's out there starting on a couple of units, and Stroman before the injury, and, you know, it's an important part of who we are as a team. It's an important part of the history here at Virginia Tech. I mean, I think the ingredients to win here, great special teams play is part of it. And as I mentioned, I think Tucker Holloway, every time he fields a punt, his eyes are on the end zone. He wants to score. And the guys believe in him. So it's an impactful, you know, we've returned a kickoff for a touchdown. You know, we faked a punt. We're doing things in that area that are you know, we're 5 for 5. I mean, John Love had 21 points tonight. So, you know, that's the hold, that's the snap, that's the protection, which was a key area, and emphasis for us was really sound field goal protection going into the game, and they did that.
Last two, Andy and Danny.
I know you're probably going to say you just want to go 1-0 next week, but
Yep,
how do you
1-0
feel
next
about the
week.
potential of this team the rest of the way when all 3 phases are clicking like it did today?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the challenge, to continue to get better. You know, I tell them all the time, don't put a ceiling on anything you're doing individually or us as a team. You know, just bust through that. Don't think that way. And, you know, we don't let them talk about things down the road. I mean, you know, I told them in the locker room, and I'll tell them again tomorrow, we have to get better each and every day this week to have a chance to go be the better team Saturday at Louisville.
Last one, front row, Matt.
Coach, you saw a lot of players make their career debuts tonight. How meaningful was it to be able to get them on the field?
Man, I love that. You know, those guys work as hard as everybody else on the team, and they don't get to go out there in front of the fans, and, you know, and so fantastic to see those guys get that time at the end of the game. It helps us get better, you know, build some depth, and get those guys some experience, but it's a reward factor for those guys. They deserve that.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, appreciate it, everybody. Thank you. APR, knock them dead, babe.